Do you feel broke even though you make good money? You aren't crazy. The news says the economy is strong, but they are gaslighting you. We are living through a silent depression. In 1980, a home cost 3x the average salary. The American dream is mathematically dead. Here is the truth.
Faster just to stay in the same place. You work, you grind, you sacrifice sleep, time with family, your own well-being. You follow the rules, you climb the ladder, yet your life feels like it's constantly on fire. Every time you put out one flame, a credit card bill, a student loan payment, another one erupts somewhere else. It's a relentless, exhausting cycle designed to keep you distracted and desperate. And all the while, the chipper anchors on the 24-hour news cycle chirp in unison. The economy is strong. They flash graphics you can't read, cite reports you'll never see, and interview experts who live in a different reality. They tell you everything is fine. They tell you your anxiety is a personal failing, not a systemic feature. But your rent, your grocery cart, your gas bill, they scream otherwise. These aren't abstract economic indicators. They are the concrete realities of your daily survival. They are the numbers that matter, the ones that dictate what you can and cannot do, where you can and cannot live. And these numbers don't lie. We are living in a silent depression. It's a modern crisis, arguably worse than the 1930s because it hides in plain sight, masked by a curtain of manipulated statistics and fake data. It's a depression of the spirit as much as the wallet, engineered to make you feel isolated in your struggle. You feel it in your bones, that gnawing sense that the game is rigged. You are not crazy. You are not alone. This feeling is the most reliable economic indicator you have. Trust it. Your rent didn't just increase, it doubled, turning your home into a source of constant financial dread. Your groceries didn't just get more expensive, they ballooned, forcing you to choose between nutrition and affordability. And your savings? They didn't just shrink, they evaporated, wiped out by one unexpected car repair, one medical bill. Let me be perfectly clear, the system is not broken. It is functioning exactly as it was designed to. It is a finely tuned machine for transferring wealth, and it is working against you. Every fee, every interest rate, every price hike is a calculated move in a game you were never meant to win. I'm your financial detective, and I'm done being polite. I'm done accepting the official narrative. It's time to cut through the noise and expose the mechanics of this silent war on your financial life. This isn't just a story on a screen. It's your life. It's the future you're trying to build, the security you're fighting for. It's the quiet desperation of millions, all feeling the same squeeze, all being told the same lie. Pay up. Smile. Be grateful. That's the script they hand you. A script written by the very people who profit from your struggle. They want your compliance, your silence, your quiet acceptance of a shrinking life. The reality check starts now. We're going to dissect the numbers they don't want you to see. We're going to arm you with the truth, because understanding the trap is the first step to escaping it. It's time to stop letting them harvest your time, your energy, and your future for pennies on the dollar. Your life is not a line item on their balance sheet. They run the clock, but you're the one who pays the bill. Every hour you work, every dollar you earn is being devalued by forces you've been told you can't control. That ends today. So let's pull the receipts. Let's examine the evidence. Let's light a fire under the comfortable lies. In this investigation, we start with the cornerstone of it all, the American dream of home ownership. We'll look at what it was, what it has become, and run the cold, hard numbers to show you exactly why the math no longer works for millions. In 1980, a single steady income could buy a home. It wasn't easy, but it was possible. It was the bedrock of the middle-class promise. Today, even with two professional incomes, many can't even afford a down payment on a starter home, let alone the mortgage. The math simply doesn't work. Back then, the rule of thumb was simple. A house should cost about 3 times your annual salary. This was the accepted ratio, the financial guardrail that kept the dream within reach for millions. It was a formula for stability. Now, In many major markets, that ratio has tripled. We're looking at 8, 9, even 10 times the median salary. This isn't just a shift, it's a fundamental breakdown of the system. Welcome to the era of impossibility. The data tells a brutal story. For decades, wages have stagnated, inching up just enough to keep you running in place. Meanwhile, housing prices didn't just rise, they launched into orbit. The widening chasm between what you earn and what a home costs isn't a gap, it's a trap. So you save, you sacrifice, you finally get pre-approved. You walk into an open house only to find you're not just competing with other families. You're in a bidding war against anonymous, all-cash offers from investment firms and LLCs you've never heard of. You're competing with capital you don't have, from entities you can't see. The inevitable result? You rent, and you keep renting. Each month, your payment builds someone else's equity. Your landlord gets richer, leveraging your rent check to buy another property. You just get tired, watching your wealth transfer upwards month after month. This isn't just about finances, it's about social physics. When the price-to-income ratio explodes, economic mobility dies. The ladder is pulled up, and the ability for one generation to do better than the last is severed at its root. You did everything you were told to do. You studied, you worked hard, you took on extra shifts. But the dream didn't just get more expensive, it moved the goalposts while you were on the field, playing by the rules. The irony is cruel. For an individual buyer, credit standards tighten. You need a higher score, a lower debt-to-income ratio, a bigger down payment. But for the institutions buying up entire neighborhoods, the standards loosen. The system is engineered to favor consolidated capital. You think you're a player in the housing market, but you're not. The house itself has become the game piece, a financial asset traded by giants. You're just the rake, the small percentage the house takes to maintain the game.
How are people surviving? Credit cards. Debt is at an all-time high. People aren't buying luxury bags. They are using debt to buy food and gas. You are working 40 hours a week just to pay interest to the banks. You are a battery for the system.
The bank gets the feast of guaranteed returns. You get the scraps of equity if you're lucky. The American dream isn't dying. It's dead for many. For the rest, it's become a luxury good, locked away in a gated community. And you don't have the key. Let's be clear. This is not a feeling. It's not a headline. For the average worker in America today, buying a median-priced home is, by the numbers, mathematically impossible. We'll break down the precise costs of owning versus renting later, and the numbers are even worse than you think. The old strategy of work hard, save up, is broken. It's a playbook for a game that no longer exists. Until you change your strategy, the house doesn't just own a piece of your paycheck, it owns you. But the house is just one part of the equation. What about the things you buy every single week? They say inflation is under control. Your grocery receipt says otherwise. Next, we check the aisles where the truth has price tags. They tell you inflation is 3%, a neat, tidy number designed to keep you calm. They present it on the evening news with reassuring charts and expert commentary. But that number feels like a fiction, a distant abstraction that has nothing to do with the reality you face every single week. Because the real story isn't in their reports. It's right here, under these flickering fluorescent lights. Look at your receipt. Better yet, look at the items before they even hit the scanner. That steak you used to buy for a weekend treat? The price tag tells a story of its own. Food is up 40% in 4 years. Not a gentle rise. A brutal, relentless climb. That isn't an anomaly. It's a trend that has fundamentally altered the cost of staying alive. But they have other tricks. Same price, less product. Shrinkflation is camouflage. It's a corporate sleight of hand, betting you won't notice the hollowed-out bottom of the yogurt container or the 5 fewer chips in the bag. They re-engineer the packaging, add more air, and call it a new, convenient size. It's a calculated deception, designed to make you feel like you're in control when you're actually paying more for less. This isn't inflation, it's extraction. A systematic transfer of wealth from your pocket to their profit margins. Every line item is a toll booth on the road to your family's dinner table. Bread, milk, eggs, chicken. The basics. Each one is a transaction where the rules are rigged against you. They shrink, they rebrand, they distract. They introduce a new flavor, a brighter box. Anything to divert your attention from the fundamental equation. Your money is buying less and less. You optimize. You hunt for deals, switch to store brands, cut out the small joys. But they optimize harder. Their algorithms and supply chain logistics are designed to extract maximum value from every single customer. It's an arms race you can't win. Let's call it what it is: theft. A quiet, socially acceptable theft happening in plain sight. You're not overspending. You're surviving. You're making the tough choices, trying to stretch a paycheck that feels thinner every month. This isn't about financial mismanagement. It's about a system where the goalposts are constantly moving, cooling on paper, burning your paycheck. The official numbers don't account for the ground you've already lost. Cooling doesn't mean prices are going down. It just means they're going up slightly less fast than before. It's a statistical lie that offers zero relief. You cut everywhere. You cancel subscriptions. You drive less. You delay repairs. But the grocery bill is the one cut that feels impossible. It still bleeds. The compromise shows up in your kid's lunch. It shows up in the choice between fresh produce and something that will last longer. It shows up in the quiet stress of planning a week of meals on a budget that no longer makes sense. The only index that matters: your cart. The consumer price index is a fantasy. Your grocery cart is the truth. It's the unfiltered, undeniable proof of what it actually costs to live. They said 3%. Your receipt says 40. Who are you going to believe? The spreadsheet in a government office or the hole in your bank account? So you swipe. Not for luxury, for survival. You put the groceries on a credit card, pushing the problem 1 month down the road. And that's exactly where they want you. Dependent, stressed, and paying interest on the food you need to live. Credit used to be a bridge. Now it's a treadmill. 20, 30% interest. For groceries. Debt is the ankle weight on your life. Run faster, stay put, record balances. Not because you splurge, because costs ambushed you. They harvest your future to pay for yesterday. Minimum payments, maximum captivity. Most swipe to survive. Don't let shame silence the math. You pay. Balance laughs. Interest compounds every second you hesitate. Step 1 to freedom. Stop renting money. The system runs on your interest. Unplug. If you don't own assets, you are the asset. They taught you to swipe to live. Now they'll bill you to exist. Every month, 1,000 tiny leeches. Miss a payment. Watch what you own vanish. You don't own your movies. You don't own your devices. Death by 1,000 subscriptions. You don't own your car. You rent your life. Ownership is the moat. They moved you outside the castle. Audit, cancel, reclaim your cash flow. Free trials are funnel mouths. If you rent everything, you power their machine. No more renting your future. The system is rigged. You can still beat it, but you must stop saving and start owning. Cash is trash. Savers are losers. Own what can't be printed. Own what is scarce by code. Own what throws off cash flow. Assets first. Everything else after. 3 rules. Cut the leaks. Automate the ownership. Stabilize. Then scale. Increase income. Allocate like a machine. Own producers, not promises. Stop renting money. Wealth is
So what is the solution? Cash is trash. If you save in the bank, you are losing money every day. You must own real assets. Gold, Bitcoin, real estate. Stop working for money and make money work for you. Subscribe and I'll show you how.